did not strike out a batter tonight. 83 pitches, 53 strikes. And definitely an uptick in efficiency for him. Jansanti leads off against Van Meter and almost swung out of his shoes and misses the first one at 90. Jansanti, a ground out to third and a fly out to deep center, deep left center. Van Meter last in on Monday night. The save in Southern Maryland in the 11th. Pitch is in the dirt, a changeup. 14th of his career first since 2014 with Myrtle Beach. From the stretch, the 1-1, and a swing and a foul out of play, right field side. 11 runs, 16 hits, and no errors for the Revs. 0-3-0 for Sugarland. And some wispy patterns of pink and orange through the horizon on the sunset here at Peoples Bank Park. 1-2, and that missed inside, made Jansanti move. Boy, do great minds think alike. Matt's taking a photo of it right as I'm describing it.
I'm just over here trying to give Joe Dahl a run for his money. Had the photo club out here on Sunday. They took some great shots.
Some of my favorite Joe photos are from in the press box. Here's the 2-2. Fastball just missed low. They have gotten the low strike throughout the evening, and you know, not only, it might have been inside, not only did Van Meter pause thinking he had it, I thought Jansanti was walking away thinking he was struck out. Now the 3-2, and a high fly to center, Witherspoon drifting back, and he does see it. For a moment I wasn't sure, but he had it all the way. Had his hand slightly to his side, but that was just for balance evidently, as he maneuvered back, medium deep in right center, but again, and Matt, not only can he run down just about anything, but his positioning has been outstanding of late too.
It is, and he's playing Sugarland. A lot of their hitters to the opposite field was there, and he's had a busy night. That now his 6th put out in center field, and he's done a fine job, made all the plays, made him look easy.
Here's Cole Gillespie. Fastball down low from Van Meter. Gillespie, a ground out and a line out tonight. The line drive to third was smashed, and Trienfeld made a fine reaching grab on it. 1-0, and that's inside.
And I think pulling Mateo after 83 pitches is more a sign of where this game is. It's 11-0. I think if it were a close game, he'd be back out there. He certainly has pitched well. Gave up just 3 hits.
2-0. And a bouncing ball to short. 2 hops right to Dent. And he'll sling it across. Gets Gillespie 2 down on the chopper to short. That's one thing tonight. The infielders have at times maybe been bored. So many flyouts for Mateo. As a matter of fact, 13 of his 18 outs came in the air. 2 down. Here's Hector Oliveira, who did reach both times against Mateo, a single and a hit by pitch. First offering, a fastball a little low. Van Meter 0-1, a 4.40 ERA in 28 outings. And the pitch, fastball, there's a strike. So Revs starters have now gone 6 or more in each of the last 4 games. There's the 1-1. Swing, and he fists a 1-hopper up the middle. It's short. Dent will get to it and fires to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Van Meter sets him down in order. Stretch time here at the bank. It's the Revs 11 and the Skeeters nothing.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
York Mitsubishi Super Summer Sales Event is on. Featuring Outlander Sports starting at $17,995 with 0% financing available for up to 72 months. Right now, $2,500 off all 2017 Mitsubishi Lancers or a 7-passenger Outlander with discounts and rebates up to $4,000. So don't miss out on York Mitsubishi Super Summer Sales Event with a great selection and over 70 cars available. York Mitsubishi, just off Route 30 and Roosevelt Avenue in York. York Mitsubishi, where Mitsubishis always cost less. Still ends 7/31.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Well, Sean Gleason ate up some time for Sugarland in this one. He goes 63 pitches in 3 1/3 innings of relief, gives up 4 runs. So the Revs were productive against him also. And now lefty Scott Main comes on. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. 11-0 York. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Trienfeld, Dent, and Witherspoon coming up. For Maine, it's his 17th outing, 0-1 with a 2.46 ERA. Former Blue Crab and Blue Fish. Matt mentioning that earlier today, Bluefish closer David Carpenter, the latest to be signed. Also to Double-A Jackson with Arizona. Bluefish come in on the second leg of this homestand without now the league leader in saves. Unless they only want him for half a week, but I doubt that's the case. Trienfeld leads off. First pitch is high and away. Trienfeld tonight 2 for 3 with a double. Main hunched forward as he gets his sign. 1-0, and it's trickled foul behind the plate. The Revs' biggest margin of victory in a game this season, 9, an 11-2 win at Southern Maryland on April 27th. Been a while. 1-1, and it's tapped foul, third base side again. Wilfredo Rodriguez now catching for Sugarland. And they do have 3 catchers, and I would think for a couple of reasons they would want that. They have added former Bluefish catcher Santiago Nessie. Now that Bridgeport has Gustavo Molina, he became available. But the Skeeters travel so much, they play in the heat. There's the 1-2, and that's outside. But also in Sugarland, the bullpens are in right field, which is so deep, so far away from home plate and the dugouts that you either want to hire a bullpen catcher or carry 3. 2-2, and a breaking ball. Called third strike, and Maine froze Trienfeld at the top of the strike zone on that one. 1 down here in the 7th.
That had a lot of late movement. Started off the plate to the righty. Trienfeld broke back over. I'm not convinced it broke back before reaching the strike zone, but still a lot of late break and a good pitch from Maine. Too close to take, that's for sure.
And the guy I always think of with high curveballs, typically it's a pitch you want low. Here's Ryan Dent, and he lays off up and in, crowding him. But Barry Zito used to make a living on that. Curves at the top of the strike zone, and then a fastball up around the letters out of the same slot, get guys to chase or pop it up.
And he had so much dip on that pitch, you couldn't really get on top of it.
Pitch to Dent, way outside and high. He was certainly at the top of his craft there for several years in Oakland. Dent 1 for 3, an RBI single in the third. 2-0. And a foul tip, ricocheted off Rodriguez's helmet and back to the net. Welcome to the game. Skeeters had a tough finish to the first half. They had some key player subtractions, most notably Jeremy Barfield to the Red Sox. Andy Wilkins was picked up, the 2-1, and that misses low. And they kind of limped to the finish in the first half, and here in the second half, 5-7 coming in tonight, lost 4 out of 6 at home to Lancaster. (3-1). And a swing and a pop-up back behind the Revs dugout and out of play. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Lancaster and Long Island are off tonight. So the Revs an opportunity to break the tie for first place. Southern Maryland is up 2-1 in the 5th inning in Bridgeport. And Somerset hosting New Britain in a rain delay. 3-2, and a rip up the middle and a base hit for Dent, his second hit of the night. And the Revs, for the second straight game and third in the last 4, have 17 hits. Dent singling past short and into left center. And the production through the roof here this week. Revs have Luke Westfall up in the bullpen. Somerset a 1-0 lead on New Britain in the 4th in a rain delay. Pitch to Witherspoon is fouled back and out of play. Matt showing me a note that on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, the Revs are leading the rest of the Atlantic League tonight, 11-4. Anytime you can do that, Matt, you're in pretty good shape. It's the 0-1, and it missed in tight. Birthday boy Alexi Casilla is on deck, and depending on how it plays out, it might be his last chance at history tonight. (1-1), and a swing and a foul tip squeeze. There are 2 cycles in Revs history. There is one hit by a birthday boy, Scott Grimes, on his 28th birthday in 2011. It was the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 93 gets Witherspoon.
I think next year for the media guide, there should be a whole new section just called birthdays. Just track what guys do on that special day.
There have been some good ones. Here is Casilla, who will bat from the right side of the plate against the lefty. Home run away from the cycle, 3 for 4. 3 runs scored. First pitch, swings and hits it high in the air, but not deep, in left center. Gillespie coming in from center, he'll squeeze it. Then the side is retired, and for now, Scott Grimes and Andres Perez remain the only 2 that have hit for the cycle in Revs history. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. See if he gets one more chance tonight. They would need a bat around 8th. We're going to the 8th with York up 11-0.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, here we go, people.
This is The Herd.
Where are you again?
With Colin Cowherd.
Work smarter, not harder. Oklahoma City. Everybody is saying now, I'm watching Kenny Smith last night. Oklahoma City's got a better roster. Oklahoma City better. But you're not better if somebody you're facing in an industry has figured out a system, works that system, and doesn't have to work as much, and succeeds more. Think about points during a basketball game as profits, as money. Golden State works less and makes more money. Wouldn't you say, that guy's got it figured out? If you could sell 5 cars, a Mercedes, and make an income, and sell 30 Kias and make the same income, I'd go try to sell a Mercedes. It'd be a better life, better job, more time with your kids, more time with your wife, more relaxing, more naps, more vacations. It was a great series. It was ridiculously even except for one thing, the 3.
This is The Herd. Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head to the 8th inning, brought to you by York Dental Sleep Therapy. Revs with an 11-0 lead. Are you tired of feeling the effects of sleep apnea or sleepless nights due to your CPAP? Dr. Bell may have an option to help you. Make your appointment today and let Dr. Bell help determine which treatment is best for your needs. Call 316-1299 or visit yorksleep.com. York Dental Sleep Therapy at 450 West Market Street in Hellam. Luke Westfall is in next. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And apparently, Albert Cordero is still in the game. We were told that the catcher had changed. Looked like Brian Miller pointed at the Sugarland catcher, but evidently not. A 3 could look like a 9 with the chest protector on, and Westfall starts Cordero with a strike. Switch hitting catcher 0 for 2 tonight, 2 ground balls. Westfall ready. 0-1. And a fastball a little low at 91. 33rd game for Luke, 2-6 with a 3.13 ERA. 43 Ks and 31 2/3. He fires. And a swing and a miss, a slider, which I thought the other night at Southern Maryland he had great command of. He had a scoreless 8th inning. Well, he did miss in the dirt, but when he threw it for strikes, he had great top to bottom movement on it. He fires, and a swing and a miss. He threw it again and got Cordero to chop down at it, out of the strike zone, 1 away.
And because Westfall comes straight over the top, instead of it being a slider with bite in on righties, it just kind of, the bottom just falls out of it. It's not a curveball, it's not slow break, it's just late dip under the bat of the Sugarland hitters.
Now 1 down, we go to the top of the order, and Joe Benson, he's 1 for 3. Mentioned that the Revs obviously have, over the years, struggled with Sugarland. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. As good as tonight has been, though, they will have some work to do if they want it to be their biggest win ever against Sugarland, which was 17-2. There's the pitch, and a little trickler in front of the plate. Cruises out, up with it barehanded, and rifles to first. Throws a dart to Tejeda. And there's 2 down. Great play by Cruz, who flung the mask off away from the play and able to come out and in one motion get pointed toward his throwing target. That swinging bunt. But that 17-2 win, June 19th of 2012, and that was the game in which Perez hit his cycle. And it was only in a 7-inning game as Westfall fires a strike to Prince. As a matter of fact, Grimes' cycle in 2011 was only a 7-inning game. That was game 1 of a doubleheader as well. Revs clinched a second half title that night. Here's a foul back to the screen, 0-2. That game in 2012 when Dre hit for the cycle, Etch didn't even get to see it. He was undergoing back surgery that night. Mace was managing the team. Etch missed a couple of days, but came back pretty quickly from that. Westfall fires. Slider just outside. Tried to backdoor him. Etch probably couldn't get down and cover home plate with dirt during an argument or during an ejection for a little bit longer after that, but he didn't miss much time in the dugout. 1-2. Slider, strike 3 called. He froze him on the outside corner, and Luke Westfall with a dominant 1-2-3-8 and a pair of strikeouts. We go to the bottom of the 8th tonight with the Revs up big, 11-0.
Enter Rutter's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes today. Look for the entry star, purchase participating products, scan your Rutter's rewards card, or enter VIP information at checkout and automatically be entered to win your choice of a 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport, Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab, or Dodge Challenger RT from Stettler. Drive better, drive Stettler. Free gas for a year and one of thousands of prizes, including Red Bull, Pepsi, and Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-off tickets. Must be a Rutter's VIP to enter. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
Mid-Atlantic Industrial Equipment offers quality material handling equipment and services. Along with a full line of Unicarriers and Komatsu forklifts, you'll find Genie aerial lifts, IPC Eagle floor scrubbers, and Penalift loading dock equipment. Mid-Atlantic can provide rentals, pre-owned equipment, service, and replacement parts for most makes. When you need the best for your business, call Mid-Atlantic Industrial Equipment at 888-383-LIFT. That's 888-383-5438, or online at midatlanticindustrial.com.
Can't get enough of the Birds? WOYK has you covered. Join us all season on Mondays at 6 for the Baltimore Baseball Show, hosted by award-winning Orioles and National Baseball writer Dan Connolly from BaltimoreBaseball.com. Exclusive in-depth interviews plus the latest insight and analysis on the Orioles every week. Talking baseball with the Birds, Mondays at 6. The Baltimore Baseball Show on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 8th, Revs with an 11-0 lead. They were up 10-0 through 4. Added one more on Tejeda's home run in the 6th, and he'll lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th. Right-hander Andrew Johnston, the new pitcher for Sugarland. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. They will only use 3 relievers tonight thanks to Gleason going 3 1/3. First pitch to Tejeda is just outside, a slider. Isaias 2 for 4 tonight. RBI double in the 3rd, home run in the 6th. 1-0, and he swings and loops it left field. Oliveira froze, now comes in and makes the grab, and a quick flip right off the catch to his shortstop, Jan Santi, to throw it around. 1 down. And Tejeda, 2 very different launch angles tonight. The double, a towering shot off the fence in straightaway center, and the home run in the 6th probably left his bat at like over 100 miles an hour. Here's Michael Burgess, and Brian Miller getting some grief from the Sugarland dugout. Could they possibly have not liked ball 1 on Tejeda? Looked outside from here. First pitch to Burgess is bounce foul, first base side. Good night for Burgess. A sac fly hit deep in left center in the 1st, intentional walk in the 3rd, and since then 2 for 2 with a run scored. Those 2 strikeouts in the top of the 8th by Luke Westfall, the only 2 so far by Revs pitchers tonight. 0-1, and a swing and a pop-up. Left side of the infield, Aaron's walking backward from third. Jansanti, the shortstop, behind him to call and make the catch. 2 down. Revs Baseball brought to you by Image 360, Yingling's Ice Cream, Highmark, Isaacs, Sheets, Ace Distributing, Stanball Plumbing and Heating, and Hatfield. 2 down. Here's Luis Cruz. Nothing York. And Johnston ready. First pitch is down low. Haven't done our WellSpan sports medicine injury report yet tonight. Revs are in good shape. Sugarland with 2 still in the DL. Zach Zinicola, reliever. Lance Zawadski, infielder. Here's a line drive right to the third baseman, Aarons. And he makes the catch right between his knees for the 3rd out. The Cruz hits it hard. He'll have to settle for a 1-for-5 tonight, although had a 2-run triple for that hit earlier in the game. And we go to the 9th. Revs looking to close out a fun one here at Peoples Bank Park tonight, leading 11-0.
Okay, here we go, people.
This is The Herd.
Where are you again?
With Colin Cowherd.
There's so many injuries. So instead of Carrie Underwood doing a Breeze and Tony Romo promo, which is what they're trying to do every week, NBC has cut several new, authentic, brutally frank promos. It's not much of a sales job by NBC, but we got our hands on them, and they're as honest as anything I've ever heard out of NBC. NBC fires a shot at me. That is brutal.
Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
No matter what year you were born, you're the perfect age for you today. How we think about aging influences how we age. Stop comparing yourself to a younger version of you. A person's worth isn't measured by what they used to look like or what they can still do. Get in the game of your life and embrace who you are at every age. Learn what York County Community Foundation's Embracing Aging is doing to help improve attitudes on aging at www.embracingaging.org.
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
It'll be Curtis Parch looking to close this one out. 11-0 York. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. 3-4-5 for the Skeeters. Aaron, Scott, and Pounds coming up. And just past 9 o'clock, it's time for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
First in York. First in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350. WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Starting the 9th inning, Kevin Aarons will lead off. An interesting nugget on this date in York baseball history yesterday. As we reminisce, it was the 7-year anniversary. As Parch sets and fires. And a rip left side base hit. Aarons leads off the 9th with his second hit of the game, 2 for 4. But yesterday, the 7-year anniversary of the Revs making that blockbuster trade with Newark, which was consummated during a game. As Etch had Mace talk to then Newark pitching coach Willie Banks, and they arranged the deal that at the time, Revs fans maybe didn't understand what they had gotten back for 2 starting pitchers, but come September, the player to be named all along was Michael Nix, who will start for Sugarland tomorrow night. Here's Travis Scott, who's 0 for 3. And Parch the pitch. Swinging a line drive, hooked down the line in right, and it's a fair ball. One hops the wall. Mitchell plays the carom barehanded, holds him to a single, and Scott maybe not all the way back from the injury suffered recently. Only gets one base on that. First and third with nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning, and Sugarland threatening the shutout bid. We'll bring up Brian Pounds. Three at-bats, 3 flyouts tonight. So, Knicks, I don't know that, I mean, there have been some really good in-season trades that the Revs have made. I mean, really good, that have really helped them. But I don't know if you can argue with that one. First pitch slider is a strike. He would go on to get the win in Game 5 against Somerset, the save in the championship clincher, and then the win in the 2011 championship clincher. Can't do much more than that. Parch ready. Here's the 0-1. And a swing and a miss. Foul tip into the mitt of Cruz. Nix, who's still coaching down at first tonight. And in 2011, for a time, he had set the Revs record for saves in a season. Parch ready. Here's the 0-2. And a bouncer foul, third base side. Have to look back at some of the other trades that the Revs have made. Travis Witherspoon last year from Lancaster was a really good one.
Revs still owed a few players this year.
Boy, they sure are, aren't they? It's nice to have those down the line. Another 0-2. And a pop-up foul back over the roof. Sandy Aracena for Matt Ford was pretty good from Bridgeport back in 07. Attendance tonight, 2,463. Parch the stretch. Another 0-2. And a swing and a slider missed, or was it a foul tip? It apparently barely was tipped. Cruz made the pick and then applied the tag, but they call it foul at the plate, not a strikeout. Now Parch ready. Another 0-2. And a swing and a miss. A slider got him. One down here in the 9th. And a double play away from preserving the whitewash.
And since Curtis Parch has gone back to the bullpen, I think that breaking ball has gotten a lot better for him. Something he's been working at. And we knew he had the fastball, throwing at 93, 94 as a starter, but I think what the staff was looking for from him was a secondary pitch, and it's been sharp of late.
Here's Jan Santee, who's 0 for 3. First pitch, runner goes from first. It's outside. Scott will move up to second, taking out the double play. As they were not holding him, that'll be a defensive indifference. I think we've covered it as far as in-season trades where players departed each side. I mean, there have been some other ones for future considerations that have been huge. As Parch and Cruz get together between the mound and the plate. Michael Nix, when he was traded to Sugarland before the 2012 season, the Revs eventually, the player that they netted to complete that midway through that season was Derek Gordon, who ended up being a really good left-hand starter in the second half for them that year. Here's the 1-0. Fastball, it's a called strike, 93 on the inside corner. Parch trying to keep this score where it is. The 1-1 and a bouncer foul over toward the Skeeters dugout. Now ahead 1-2. He had first and third with no outs. Now scratching and clawing, trying to allow nothing. Now he's ready. 1-2 pitch and a slider just missed, down and away. Parch was last in on Monday night at Southern Maryland, an unearned run. He's only allowed one earned run since going back to the bullpen. Now he's ready. And the 2-2. Swing and a line drive into left center field and a base hit. In to score is Aarons. They're going to try to send Scott as well, and he'll make it home without a play. Verona coming in shallow left field, and I think was caught off guard that they sent Scott. I don't think he anticipated him going. A little hesitation, and then Rafael Montalvo gave him the go. So a two-run flare single for Jan Santee breaks up the shutout, and it's 11-2. Now the Revs were attempting to shut out the Skeeters for the first time since 2015. Here's Cole Gillespie. First pitch slider is a called strike. Actually, I take that back. They won that 1-0 game in 10 right before the All-Star break, but that was the first against them since a 1-0 win by Logan Williamson 2 years ago. Pitch is swung on and missed. A slider, 0-2. They were going for the fifth biggest shutout win in team history with 11 runs on the board tonight, but Sugarland breaking it up here in the ninth. 0-2. And a line drive to center. Witherspoon cuts over and has it. And he will, on the run, throw it all the way back toward first on a hop. Jan Santee retreats. And the Revs an out away from wrapping this one up. That one might have knuckled a little bit. Looked like it changed direction in center.
Yeah, I was expecting it to tail a little more away from Witherspoon, who had to come over from the right center gap, but it hung up for him.
So an 8-2 win last night, up 11-2 here tonight. Here's Hector Oliveira, and a slider backs him up and cuts back for a called strike, 0-1. He is the K-man tonight. A single, a hit batter, and a ground out. Has not struck out. 0-1. And a bouncing ball to short. Dent charges, gets the big hop, underhands to second, and that'll do it. And the Revs blow out the Skeeters here tonight in their return home for the series opener. 11-2 is the final. Victor Mateo, magnificent. 6 scoreless innings in the win. And the Revs offensively with 17 hits for the third time in 4 games. And a huge night for the birthday boy, Alexi Casilla, double, triple, single, 18-game hitting streak. Jared Mitchell, a homer and 2 doubles. And the Revs blow out the Skeeters tonight, and now 8-6 in the second half. And here in this week of games in the division, they have won 3 of the first 4. Have won 4 out of their last 5 overall. And again, Sugarland have now won a team record 6 in a row, 8-3 against the Skeeters here in 2017. Final score tonight, it's the Revs 11, the Skeeters 2. York breaks a tie for first, and they sit atop all alone in the Freedom Division, 14 games into the second half. Stay tuned, post-game show follows next.
Kids today, with Facebook, texting, TV, and video games, seems like fresh air and sunshine are things of the past. Remember playing catch, climbing trees, wholesome backyard fun? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care remembers, give them lush grass, healthy trees, the good old